Hi everyone and welcome to the Confidence webinar. Let's get rid of that. I'm Nicola Wilkinson and I wanted to go through lots of things that have helped me along the way and explain a little bit more about my journey and what I've done along that journey to help with confidence. Not only confidence but self-belief. I think they come hand in hand. I have got a cold, so I do apologise for that. Okay, so confidence. uh, even the most confident person is going to suffer with elements of lack of confidence in certain situations. So even if you look at somebody and think they are absolutely super confident, they'll have their own lack of self-belief or lack of self-confidence in certain areas, and they're not that confident in doing it. But their desire or their motivation will be stronger than that lack of confidence. So they'll push through anyway, regardless. And that's the place that we would all like to be. So confidence and all its weaknesses. Now I've put these two pictures on because I wanted to give you a little bit of a background about me. These are my boys. They're my absolute world. William's 6 now and Oscar's 2. So I've put these up though because these are from when I first started. And this was a time where my confidence and my self-belief was at its worst. My mood was at its worst. At the time, I didn't realise, but I was suffering with postnatal, and it's such a spiral effect on absolutely everything. The one on the left, I know both are smiling, but you can do anything on a photograph, and it looks totally different to how you feel. But the one on the left was basically how we spent our life. So the moment Oscar would come along, I would get up in the morning, get dressed, take William to school, and then come back, lock the door, get back undressed, shut all the blinds because Steve had opened them, and get back into bed and set my alarm for 2:45. And me and Oscar would be in the bedroom, sort of shut away from the world basically, because I was feeling that low. I just didn't want to be around other people. I had low confidence and I had low self-belief before that. But what that did was made me shut myself away. So it made it harder. I went into it in a worse place. So the uphill struggle was a lot further than what I'd ever want to go. But the picture on the right was still around that time. And it's surprising that by popping a bit of makeup on and, going somewhere different can actually make you look like you feel different. All the feelings were still there, but I just didn't want to be there, if that makes sense. So what happened was, when I look at these photographs, I see something different. I see somebody that I used to be. In a time that, although it was the best time, because obviously I'd just had Oscar, it was the worst time. I shut absolutely everybody out, even my husband. And the best part of it was getting to just be around them two and nobody else. I had them all to myself, and that was exactly how I wanted to be. But I know that isn't the right way. And the more that I spoke about it when I was with, obviously, the health visitor and things like that, the more I realised that that isn't my personality. So I've always been a bit chatty anyway, and I've always been quite friendly, but with those people that I know, I don't go out of my way to find new people, so that's all brand new to me. So, how was my journey to manager? Now, I always giggle about this because I always say I chose the scenic route around the Rocky Mountains, and I wouldn't change it. I think everything that went wrong, every mistake I made, every hurdle I had to go over, every twist and turn was there for a reason. And 100% think people don't relate to their own journey enough. They beat themselves up thinking it's because of lack of confidence and it's because of lack of self belief and it's because of others not doing such and such. or not having the desire themselves to work harder, or not being in the right place, not being around the right people. Other people get to manage you quicker because they're luckier, or they know a lot of the right people. Their networks are better. Yeah, people can say lots and lots of different reasons about other people getting to manager in 12 days, or some people getting it in 12 years. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. What it does do is it pinpoints that the same amount of work is done regardless of the time. Some people who do it quicker just do a lot of work, a lot of activity, a lot of hard work, but they do it faster, more intense, a lot of it. That's the only difference between somebody who goes fast and somebody who takes slower. But for me, it took around 9 months. So I started in January 2014, and like I said, I was suffering with postnatal, and I really struggled with the lifestyle post. I really struggled to do much with the business, if I'm honest, because when I first started, I didn't want to be out there meeting new people. I didn't want to go out of the house, and I had to work on those things. Then I was still on maternity, so I had to return. It's supposed to have been about March, but with holiday allocation, it ended up being around May. And then when I went back in the May, then we were told we were getting made redundant in the June. Oh no, so I went back in the April, sorry, and because it's about 9 weeks. So then I got told I was going to get made redundant in the June. So I started to think to myself, I really do need to make this work. So April and June, I was quite honest when I spoke on the stage that I cried both of those months. And I think what it was is it was the realisation that I'd recruited the wrong people. I was putting my all into them and nothing was happening. There was one out of the first people that I recruited who've ever gone on to do something. But at that time, the rest of the team were just doing nothing. And I really struggled to relate with that with myself, because I thought I was doing everything right. In respect, I was doing the things right. I was doing, I was putting the motivation in. It was them who hadn't got that oomph in them, and we can't beat ourselves up about that. So in August, we went on holiday to California, and Steve had worked super hard to get that. He used to do over 100 hours overtime a week. He used to do every weekend, come home super late at night, miss the time with us and the boys. We barely saw him, just so that we could get a 3-week holiday somewhere nice. But on the run up, I was trying to aim for manager. I wanted to be manager in the August. And what happened was I didn't hit it in August. But instead, we created a real hype, a real buzz on our Facebook. So many people were interested. It doesn't matter where you go on your holiday, just as long as you're popping it on there. People want to know what you're up to. Even if you're in, everywhere's full of pound shops, make a joke of it, because people relate to things like that. It's fun to interact. It's not just about popping forever on there. So when we come back in the September, we hit manager. It was a real big turning point for us, because Steve had never been to a success day before. And I was super excited that he'd said that when I hit the manager position, he would come with me. And that wasn't of a selfish nature. That was because he needed to do the overtime so that we could actually keep our heads above board. We hadn't got the income that we wanted until forever, but we hadn't got that income, and it was him who had to provide it. So he had to go to work extra. So it was a real honour for me to have him there with me. But Abby asked if we would go to the front to get our photographs done. And he said, oh, well, I won't have to go on the stage, or I won't have to wear a sash, will I? And so I was saying, oh, no, you don't have to. And anyway, he got shoved on, as you do, because he should be up there with me. But he was under the impression that he hadn't done anything in this business. because he was always at work. But what he did do was fully support me from day one, held my hand when I was in the dark stages of depression. He did all the tidying up, the cooking, watch the children. So I would go out as he would come in. We sort of skipped each other like ships in the night. So he was the backbone, basically. If it wasn't for him doing all those things, none of this would have been possible, because I wouldn't have been able to go out and do the things. Yes, I didn't have the allocated time I wanted to, but if it wasn't for him, then I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I could do. So he came up on stage with me, but he didn't whisper to me to say that if I got off the stage and regretted, this is a good thing to think about, if I got off the stage and regretted not speaking, then it'd stick with me for the rest of my life. But I was in a phase, and I've always been in that phase, to not regret anything, because it's not my cup of tea. I didn't want to push myself. I didn't want to self-develop. I didn't really, really want to step out of my comfort zone. I was happy in my little bubble. So he knew what it would do. So instead of me standing there saying that I wanted to speak, what everybody else saw was me jumping forward. But it wasn't. It was Steve. He was the hand driving me forward, literally. 3 shoves in the back. I jumped forward 3 times to get the mic. What it was is Steve pushing me forward, because he didn't want me to miss that chance, even though I was happy to. So take the chances. Find somebody who believes in you. If it's not your partner or your family or your siblings, then find somebody in the group. Find somebody who's going to give you that push in the back to make you move wherever you want to get to. Push you outside of your comfort zone. Cross line, up line, down line, anybody, there's always people there. Make a new friend. Aim for somebody that's going for the same goals as you. So I made lots of friends on my way to manager in totally different groups. Really good friends today. And we've all worked along that journey together. So it's a great tool to have somebody else who's going to be your helping hand. So how did I build a large business? It was basically by creating memories. I just absolutely loved making new friends, old friends, just reconnecting. I found it a real struggle to talk to people that were close to me. But what I did enjoy was reconnecting with, people that I hadn't seen for absolutely years. So they couldn't tell me what my personality type was like. I could be more of the person that I wanted to be. Out of 5 of my managers, 1 is my sister, 1 was a previous neighbour, and 3 were random ads on Facebook. So 5 managers, 1 is my sister, and 1 I barely knew, and 3 I never knew. I just made a relationship. Some took longer, some were instant. So it's about going out there and making brand new friends, chatting to people, pretending that you're friendly, you know them already, be familiar, be their friend. You're not lying. If you've got that nice personality anyway, you're going to find it really easy. Somebody puts something up about the child, about shopping, about bumping the car, about work. Relate to it, or find a status that you do. Oh, I do that all the time. Comment on it, interact, take it to inbox. It's really, really simple with the media to do that, to make friends. But what I've done on this slide is show you the memories that we've made. So there's some contact marketing, there's VIP days, there's incentives that we've won. We've gone to Louise Mackenzie's house. Then we've got BPs, success days, spa days, planning meetings, events that Abigail's put on. It's incredible. Make them memories. This doesn't even cover, a snippet of what we've done in this business. It's phenomenal. The memories that we've got, the friendships that we've made. So when you're looking and thinking, I've got a prospect, I've got to find somebody new. Switch that off. You've got to find a new friend. Who can you work with? Who could you think to yourself, if you were talking to a cashier and you think, she's lovely, he's really nice, I could definitely work with them. Then start chatting. Don't go thinking, I'm going to recruit somebody today, I've got to go and recruit somebody, I need Bill Me Open. Your barriers will go up. But if you go out thinking, who can I make a new friend with today? Who can I start that relationship off with? Who can I enjoy being around? Oh, that girl at Costa, she's always dead friendly. Or if you're in town and you bump into somebody that you used to go to school with, used to live by, used to work with. Oh, you're on Facebook? I haven't seen you for ages. I'll give you an inbox. We can have a catch up. Really simple. Not even mention forever once, but your Facebook might ooze it. And if they get on there, they'll be the ones that are asking the questions. So sometimes it's not about bombarding somebody with the business, going around, do you want to join my business? We don't have to be doing that. We just need to be making friends and creating memories with them. So how did I overcome my confidence issues? This is the part which is really, really, it stands out. So you need to be looking in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror and tell yourself something you love about you daily. What do you love about you? Hand on heart, I can say when I first started this business, nothing, not a single thing. Hated it all. And that's because there's lack of self-belief, lack of confidence, lack of love for yourself. And why would you not love yourself? I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but why would you not? People with lack of confidence and lack of self-belief don't love themselves. They're self-destructive to themselves. Depression, that includes the same. You need to be pushing yourself and saying, I am. What are you? Tell yourself. I am happy. Are you happy? If you're not happy, you need to try and tell yourself you're happy so you can become happy. Are you healthy? No. Most people don't feel healthy. But how are you going to start feeling healthy? By waking up and telling yourself that you're healthy and doing something about it. I'm wealthy, secure, worthy, positive, blessed, grateful. What are you grateful for? You're grateful you've had a good night's sleep. You're grateful for not waking up tired. You're grateful for your family. You're grateful for having a roof over your head. Anything. You're grateful that you haven't got to go work today. You're grateful you've got a fantastic business or a fantastic business model that you're going to be working to make a fantastic business. You're grateful for the person that's brought you into this business. The two that I've always had trouble with saying, I am beautiful and I am confident. I don't know why I struggle with that. It's always been the same case. But the more you say it to yourself, the more you start to believe it and the easier it is to say. You can't change your confidence. You can't move out of your comfort zone. You can't build your self-belief. And you definitely can't build a business until you start believing that you are. You are all those things. So what I want you to do is write down the top 10 characteristics you would want from a team member. What would you want from a team member? Could it be a team player? Soft-hearted? Courageous? Determined? Motivated? A real go-getter? Successful? Friendly? Happy? Funny? A brilliant friend. You love to have a brilliant friend in this business. I've made so many. I'm so lucky to have so many friends within my business, not just my team. So those top 10 characteristics, are you that person? When you look in that mirror, are you that person? Do you display those top 10 characteristics? Because chances are, if you're not displaying those top 10 characteristics, you're not attracting that person either. You're attracting what you are. And if you were like me in the beginning, somebody who sat in bed in the pyjamas, didn't want this to work, didn't want to understand the marketing plan, didn't want to push themselves outside of the comfort zone, didn't want to progress, didn't want to feel confident, didn't feel happy, didn't love herself. I don't mean to go out there, clicking your fingers saying you're all that. That's not what you're going to get out of this. Well, I hope not anyway. But yeah, it's about learning to love yourself, and every day telling yourself that. Why shouldn't you feel like that about yourself? Because to feel confident, you need to be able to put that lippy on and put a nice outfit on. Doesn't have to cost the world. You might have it in your wardrobe you haven't worn for years because you don't feel confident enough to wear it. Put it on. Go out there and feel fantastic. Don't just put your slobs and your slacks on, or whatever it is that you call it, your tracky bottoms. Don't just put, your warm clothes on. Obviously wrap up, but wear something a bit more appropriate that's going to make you feel a bit more dressy, a bit more, like the part. A nice jacket, a nice coat, a nice dress with tights. Really simple but effective. It makes you feel a bit dressy. And at first you might feel overdressed, but it doesn't make a difference. If you say in the mirror your top 10 characteristics for who you want in your business, and remind yourself that you are that person, you are that person. You are a leader, you are confident, you are beautiful. You'll be that person. It might not be tomorrow, but it'll be that you will be that person. Other than that, everything comes from knowledge. So always at any training event, attend everything. So on Saturday, I went to the A-Team Sizzle. And that isn't to say that I went thinking, oh, I've got to go to the A-Team Sizzle. I was excited to go. Even though I've heard, a lot of the speakers already speak before. I've heard them before. But it didn't mean that I didn't take a notebook and that notebook was full. I never stopped writing the whole time I was there. I was excited by everything that they had to say. It was new. It was delivered in a different way. Yes, some of it was on about 4cc. Clean nines. All, attraction marketing. They went through lots of different things. They went through mindset. I've heard it all before. But when you go again and you've got a fresh mind and they say it in a different format, you take a hell of a lot in and you feel the buzz and you go back and you tell your team the same. And it doesn't matter if one of your team, say if you've got a team of 600, if one turns up or 600 turn up, doesn't matter. You attend everything. Tune into everything. So I've always tuned into the rolling training. I was scared stiff the first time I logged in. I'm such a technophobe. I was scared stiff, but I still tuned in. I remember to this day, it sounds dead cheesy, this does. I was sitting in my pyjamas with a glass of Baileys and eating salmon for my tea, kneeling on my coffee table on one of the kids' little wooden chairs, because that was my office at the time. I remember it, Nicola and Ian Leggins doing the rolling training. Then it went on to Louise Mackenzie. And then, instead of tuning in, I've never missed a week. I've even been out for family meals and had me phone up against my ear so I can listen into the training. So if I'm out, I still tune in. But since I've stopped listening to the rolling training, it's because I've been doing it myself. And I feel like I've learned a hell of a lot more from doing it myself. Not because they weren't teaching me the right things, but by saying it yourself, it's going in quicker. You're understanding it better. You're learning it. And you feel more fluent when you're talking about it. Success days, exactly the same. Whether one of your team go or 600, makes no odds. Turn up, enjoy your day, shout about it from the rooftops. Don't be disheartened by what your team aren't doing. Always remember what you are doing. Always learning, reading books. So GoPro and Dare to Dream were the two first ones that I read. And in those books, they suggested that there was characteristics for a network marketer to have. And I remember there was about 10. And I thought, I'm so embarrassed. I've said no to all those. I haven't got any of those skills. Did that stop me? Did that make me think, right, I'm going to have to quit because I haven't got them? I thought to myself, right, I can't tackle them all. It's far too much for me to do, in one go. I'm going to have to break it down. So I was doing one at a time, and I was doing it against a strength. So I found a strength that was similar, or something about that weakness that I liked a tiny bit of it. And I'd make sure that I'd do the strength and a bit of the weakness and do it like that. Because then you're cushioning yourself. You're making yourself progress by working on your weakness to strengthen it by using some of your strengths, some of your original skills that you don't know you've got until you start this business. So what that did for me was built up my personal development. And although looking back, I used to say, I don't know anything, I still can't do it, I'm too unconfident. I actually knew a hell of a lot more than I ever thought I did. I've started my own BPs, and we've been running them all this year. It's been fantastic. And the last one that I did at the end of it, so that they've been going all year, the last one that I did, I actually thought, yeah, happy with that. The first one in a whole year. First one in, 11 months. And I thought to myself, I'm happy with that. We're always our worst own self-critic. But why not feed our minds with our own self-talk in a nice way, like I've just said? You did fantastic then. You've given a real good BP. But let's work on this bit. But the rest was brilliant. So when we talk to ourselves in a more positive manner, that will help with your knowledge, that will help with your confidence, that will help with your self-belief. And then the more you do it, the easier it becomes. To the point where I felt like I stood there and fluently talked about the marketing plan. And I've never felt like that. But I'm always in the company policy. I'm always looking through absolutely everything on Forever Knowledge and QLS. It's feeding your mind so that even if you don't think it's going in, it is. So when you say something to somebody else, you can pleasantly pat yourself on the back and say, oh, really good on that, because I've got a really crap memory. So I don't think I ever retain anything, but I must do. This business is hard work. It really, really is. And self-development is even harder. And we look at some people and think they are super confident. But that shouldn't take any shine from you, because your journey is unique. And you should push yourself daily to get the results. So by doing that, you're going to be doing your daily tasks. Make your own up, feel free. This is just what I use. And I teach this into the team. So we make 5 new friends. Could be anywhere. The shop, the school gates, in the street. Could be at work. Could be when you're at your friends. Anywhere. Could be anywhere. I always say if you haven't got anything positive to say that day, so from my start up in this business, I didn't have anything positive to say because it didn't feel positive. So an inspirational quote can do that for you. I know everybody might think, well, I don't want to just fill my page with an inspirational quote. I'm not saying to do that. What I am saying is, if you've got nothing to say that day, pop on that day. Or go back in your memories and find a picture from the last holiday. Write something about what's up and coming. If you have nothing good to say about that one day, there's plenty of stuff in your memory bank or in your future that you could be writing on there. So a lifestyle post. They are really, really good to get interaction. It doesn't have to say forever on it. It doesn't have to say join me on it. It doesn't have to say anything about the business, because what it could do is just say that you're reflecting, that you're enjoying life, that you've enjoyed the last 4 months, 5 months, 12 months, whatever it is you've been in the business. So add a post to get other people thinking. That's a really good one. So one of my managers came from that. She'd been looking at the business for quite some time and having lots of samples from me. And I put on, even though I'd just purchased a house and was renovating it, I put on, is it cheaper to build or buy? Bam. Message the next day, signed up. Because she thought, how has she just bought a house, is having all this fun from home, going out all the time, and now she's wondering if she can build or buy. So sometimes these things can get your watchers going. Add a love of a product post, anything to intrigue people. Don't say buy this, just say what you're doing or what you're using. Comment and start conversations with 5 existing friends. So you could go through people's profiles, people off your who do you know list or your pipeline, and then go back, rehook them in, restart chatting, take it to inbox if you can. And you still don't have to mention the business. They will bring it up if your Facebook's right. Post a video or a product opportunity. By doing that, you're going to be creating a bit of intrigue into your business, but just don't do that. You don't have to do those daily. But make sure you're doing your basics and make sure you're rolling those out. But you pick what your daily tasks are. So tips on how to make new friends. This is really simple. Now, it took me until November last year to go out and prospect. Took me 11 months, and I went all the way to Liverpool from Stoke to prospect where I didn't know anybody. Now, if that's what it takes, do it, go for it, but just enjoy it. Don't put the barrier up. If you say something wrong, you've made your mistake. The quicker you make your mistakes, the quicker you embarrass yourself, the better. Because if you embarrass yourself and you stumble and make a mistake, it's done. The worst is done. Get it out the way. What is the worst scenario that could happen to you? Do it. Get it out the way. Who's next? Who else can I talk to? Make sure you have a laugh about it though. Oh, sorry about that. That didn't come out right. I didn't mean fall over. My name's not such and such, it's this. Whatever mistake that you make, get it out of the way. I've made so many, but they help on your journey. They help your confidence. They help. Yes, it's embarrassing. I'm not going to say it's not embarrassing. Yes, you wish you hadn't done it. Yes, sometimes you wish that the ground had opened up. But get it out the way, because I can tell you that's the worst it's going to get. Get somebody to say no to your face. That is the absolute ultimate worst. I've had that so many times. No. Learn how to reply to it. These are the things. Knowledge will always back you up. So go out there and make new friends in the pub, in the coffee shop, in the play place, at the school gates, work, neighbours, anywhere. Go to launches, make new friends. Go mingling. So I used to hate doing launches. Now I make myself go out and talk to every single person at that launch. You don't know who's going to want to join this team. You don't know who's going to want to buy a product. You don't know who's suffering silently in the background, looking at you thinking, I wish I could do that. So I always say to my team, you share this opportunity with everybody and then let them decide. So you ask everybody, offer it to everybody, and then they can say yes or no. If they say no, don't get the hump. Don't say, oh, that's it, cutting all ties, burning the bridges. because I've had people sign up that I asked on day one and they've only just signed up. I've had people who've said no several times to me, completely changed their mind, then asked for more info, then completely changed their mind. I've had that a million times. My no pile excites me now instead of daunts me, because I think, I'll get you one day. You'll be in the team one day. I know what this can do for you one day. So get excited by your no pile. Switch it round, turn the tables, make it about that. Prospecting a stranger face to face. With a message, I directly do it on a friendship basis. What have you been up to? I don't do a spammy message. I connect with, if I don't know the person, I connect liking and commenting on their Facebook until I feel familiar enough to inbox them. And I can inbox them over anything. Where did you get that nativity outfit from? Where have you had your dress from? That's lovely. Where's your fella Raddy's outfit from? Where's, because lads like gadgets sometimes. So I'll message and say, oh, where's that gadget from? That looks really cool. I was just looking at it thinking Steve might like that. Steve might not like that, but they don't know that. What they don't know is you are actually asking a genuine question, but doesn't mean that the answer is, you're not going to go out and buy it. You might want to. Don't make something up completely, but make sure, it's got a bit of truth in. If you think that would be good for Steve, you don't know if Steve's going to like it, but you think it might be good for him. Well, not, whoever your fella is. But, interact on that basis. It's really, really simple. Really simple and more comfortable to do than a spammy message. Face to face. Go over and just start chatting. Ask for whatever it is that you're after. Jewellery, carpet, ornaments, sofa, kiddies' clothes, whatever it is. Ask. If they're super friendly, at the end, just say, sorry I haven't found what I wanted today, but you've been really, really helpful. You're the kind of person I'd love to work alongside. Here's my card. Jot your number down there. Don't ask them to. Don't say, can you? Because then they've got an option. Just say, jot your number down there and I can give you a call tonight or tomorrow night, whichever suits you best, to tell you a little bit more. They're like, oh yeah, go on then. They're put on the spot. They're feeling like, oh, what a compliment. If you say it, say it in the house. Say it over and over again. Find something that fits well with you. I give 2 cards. So it depends on what you want to do. I give 2 cards. So I say, that's for you to keep. Jot your number down on that one. I can give you a call tonight or tomorrow night, which suits you best. Make it friendly. You've been absolutely fantastic. Sorry I've been so difficult. Just make a laugh about it. Oh, I'm the worst customer in the world. Just really make them laugh, because the more you make them laugh, the more you know their personality style. So how do you get 4cc? The importance and struggling to retail because of confidence. I don't go out there and do the buy this. I literally have learned what it is that I want to sell. So the products that I like are the products that I sell. I don't go out of my way to advertise products that I don't genuinely use myself or haven't used in the past. So I make sure that I know all the information about those products. If somebody asks for something new, I go out on my way to make sure I know what I'm answering back with. Oh, I haven't sold one of those yet, hon. Let me just find out about that. And I will search the groups. I don't ask anybody. I search the groups. I look through the files. I've got an aloe vera book there. I've got a brochure there. I've got Forever Knowledge. I've got QLS. I've got my A to Z. So you've got all the tools there to find out. One of the things mentioned was, I haven't got enough money to purchase extra products. So therefore, I think their thinking was that they can't really learn about them. Learn about the ones that you do sell. You've got 20 full-size products in your pack. Learn about them. Start there. They've come in your pack. If you want to trial something extra, start learning about the products in your pack, start creating customers based on those. And then when you start getting a profit, purchase something that you might like out of the makeup or the skincare. And then what will happen is you'll learn about that one product, and then you're adding one product at a time. The same with the business. You have got your policy, you have got your First Steps to Manager, you've got QLS, you've got Forever Knowledge, you've got the Forever Living site, that's got lots of training on in there. You've got your directory. We don't need to be asking which countries we're in because we've got our own directory. We can find our country that we're in, we can email them directly and ask for the information for a sign up. So you're not just learning and telling your team member, you're learning yourself and leading from the front. The same with the marketing plan. Learn the marketing plan, because I can guarantee 100% by attending BPs, by going through the policy and learning all the incentives and all the criteria, by learning the First Steps to Manager, you will feel more confident about talking about the business. You will learn and you will feel more confident about training a new team member, planning them out, moving them forward, telling them about what's on offer, doing a one-to-one, talking about this business with passion, because you'll have all that in your head. You might not think it's staying in there, but it will be. And the best way to market this business is just to, like I said, put up posts to say that you're reflecting on a fantastic weekend. I've not put forever in there. I've not said this is work. I've just said I'm reflecting on a fantastic weekend. People comment on that and say, oh, did you have a good time? Looks like, your Facebook was buzzing. Yes, your Facebook's buzzing because you're popping it on there. You've done this, you've done this, you've done that. If you don't market yourself, it will never work. If you don't get the skills in place, if you don't learn the knowledge, you're never going to boost your confidence. All these things aid confidence. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you. I know that there's been quite a bit covered on this. There is no right or wrong way. We have got a marketing plan. We've got a cycle that we go round. We find people, we show them the business, we get them up and running. We get them to a BP, we show them the business, we get them up and running. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else. And if you don't feel confident enough to do that, build up your back catalogue of knowledge, build up your back catalogue of skills. Tell yourself in the mirror every day. So it's self-talk. Every single day, you are worth this. You are a diamond. So pick whatever level you think is going to be perfect for you. I am a manager. I am a senior manager. Pick it. Say it to yourself every single day. I am a soaring manager. I'm a sapphire. Go through whatever bracket of income you think will be fantastic for you. Say it in the morning, but always say that you're confident. I am confident. Because if you don't tell yourself, nobody else will. Thank you very much.